Hi everybody, and welcome back to Be Like Christ. Today's video, we're finishing up the trilogy on Matthew chapter 8, verses 1 through 4, and Jesus healing the leper. So a very quick recap before we begin. Jesus is coming down from the Sermon on the Mount, and there's a leprous man who comes and meets him and kneels before him, and he asks Jesus, "If you will, you can make me clean." And Jesus says, "I will, be clean," and he heals him. One important point that I'd like to pull out of this story is the fact that this man doesn't have an identity given to us in the text. His name is never mentioned. We don't know if his name was Bob or John or Billy Bob. We just don't know. Because that's not really what's important to the story. What's important is his condition. He's a man with leprosy. So my first question for you is, what's most important to you? Your name or your condition? Let me explain a little bit more. In the Old Testament, we read a story that parallels this one pretty well, and that's the story of a guy named Naaman. You may remember it. Naaman was a great man in his nation. Really, he was a VIP. And he really thought he was something. The only problem was, one day, he ended up with leprosy. So he hears about a prophet of God who may have the ability to heal him. So he goes to this prophet one day, and he expects the prophet to give him some kind of special way to be healed, because he's a big shot. He's not just anybody. But what happens is that the prophet doesn't give him any kind of special way to be healed. He gives him a way, but it's a way that requires Naaman to humble himself. With Naaman, there's an internal struggle, and he's struggling with what's more important to him. Is it his name and the prestige that comes along with that and his pride? Or is it, maybe I should come along and humble myself because my condition of leprosy and eventually death is more important than my name? Naaman ends up making the right choice, and he does humble himself to do what the prophet tells him, and because of that, he's healed from his leprosy. Now you may be thinking, well, this video really doesn't have any application to me because I don't have leprosy. Sorry. But if you think about it, the question that Naaman wrestled with is the same question that's posed to you and is of tremendous importance in your life. When you stand before God, the creator of the universe, after your life is over, what's going to be most important to you? Is it going to be the name that you had on earth and the prestige that was ascribed to that name, or the position that was ascribed to that name, or the talent, or the money? Or is it going to be your condition? Whether you're a sinner, or whether you have come and kneeled before Jesus like the leper did and been cleansed of those sins. I seriously doubt that when we meet God, anyone is going to be able to say, well, don't you know who I am? What you're going to be worried about is whether you are in a right relationship with God, whether your condition is what it needs to be. So that has direct application from here on out for how we live. Are we going to live for ourselves to accumulate those titles and that prestige for ourselves? Or are we going to live for a different name? We're going to live for the name of Jesus, because Jesus is the only one who has the ability to change someone's condition. Thank you for watching the video. I promise in the next video, we will move on to the next text. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel already, please go down and do that. Share the video, like the video, comment down below so as many people can see this and be a part of this as possible. We really want to have a global impact for Christ. That's the goal of this channel, and we can make it happen through you. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.